straightforward systems. Why didn't the whistle get blown on that?
Well, you know, I think we've looked at all their files, and I've offered to make them all available in terms of our monitoring. They had entered information, there was information in the system. It was incorrect. I would note that it's not just on the CPD side that this wasn't caught. The IG didn't catch it either. So
Okay.
you can't catch everything in a system that is about 1 million units.
How many people, you said you've helped 1 million people, and you've got that breakdown here, and I appreciate that. How many people nationwide would you guess, from your experience, that need help? You've helped 1 million, so is it 10 million, 20 million, 30 million?
There is a worst-case housing needs study that was released in February by HUD that indicated how severe the need for affordable housing is. And it certainly shows that there's been an increase of 20% in worst-case housing needs for renters between 2007 and 2009, which is why no dollar can be wasted.
I mean, but my question is, how many people nationwide would you recommend, or would you guess fall in the category of needing your help, your services?
What it says in the report is that in 2007, there were 5.91 million households who fit within a worst-case housing need, and that has now gone up significantly.
Okay, so let's say it doubled from 5.9. Let's just say it went to 10. That makes the math much easier. Just to put in perspective, in order to serve the 1 million people that you served, it's taken not only your $32 billion, but then, according to your report, another $80 billion from outside private sources. So that's basically $112 billion to take care of 1 million people. So when we multiply $112 billion times 10, we're actually going to need about $1 trillion to handle those 10 million people. And so when I hear the discussions about how effective the program is, I just need to put it into context for myself that we need $1 trillion on this path of 112,000 average per person that you help. And I do note that rental units, the average per person is $31,000 according to your figures that you've distributed, and then I assume that's, then amplified by the 80 billion. Mr. Heist's report also talk about District of Columbia. There's a significant problem here. He's talking about 6.5 million cost charged to the program. Then he talks later about the mobile. He says the city failed to detect or prevent the housing board use of 1.1 million. Now, are these all things that you've said y'all are really got a nice tight system? These are all things that you have applied for, and y'all gotten reimbursement for those. Is that correct?
You know, in this case in Washington, D.C., it was actually HUD that requested the audit of the IG to do before there was a Washington Post story. So it was actually HUD that caught it and asked the IG to review, having nothing to do with the Washington Post. On the 1 million number, it's not people, it's units. And those have affordability periods anywhere from 5, in California it's up to 55 years. So when you're talking about an investment, you're not talking about people, you're talking about units over many, many years. So who would benefit? Multiples of millions of people would benefit from that investment.
Mr. Chairman, I see I'm over. If I could just make one closing comment. I noticed in the IG report that it says 43 investigations have been run by the IG, several of which were referred to us by HUD, which means several were not referred to by HUD. So as I'm hearing a nice tight process and a straightforward audits, I've still got a lot of questions. Thank you, Mr. Chairman, for your indulgence.
I thank the gentleman, and now another great Texan, the gentleman from the Houston area, Mr. Green.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman, and I thank the ranking member for allowing me to proceed as well. I thank the witnesses for appearing. I'd like to start with the notion that these really are people that are being helped. While we do have units, I think the units benefit people, and I have some intelligence that indicates that we have preschool teachers that are helped, some of them making $28,840, paramedics, firefighters, plumbers, bookkeepers, accountants, mail carriers, lab technicians, highway maintenance workers, elementary school teachers, mental health counselors, automotive technicians, electricians, secondary school teachers. So we're not just helping people who are down and out without jobs. These Homes dollars benefit people who are working hard every day, trying to make ends meet, but are also finding it difficult to acquire affordable housing in the areas where they live. And they are making 80% or less of AMI, or in some cases, 50%, below 50% of AMI. The program has been a benefit to people in 642 states or local participating jurisdictions. With this, am I to interpret from this that nearly every state receives some of these dollars?
Every state receives.
Every state. Every state. That would mean that every member has constituents who are benefiting from these dollars. It's not something that's partisan. We don't have just the Democrats in the state receiving the dollars, and we don't have just the Republicans in the state receiving the dollars. Every state with all of our constituents receiving some of these dollars. And it's very difficult to paint a picture of what life would be like in absence of a program. But is it safe to say that if we didn't have the programs that are developed with the low-income tax credits that are leveraged with dollars at a rate of about 4 to 1, that teachers, firefighters, plumbers, some of these persons that I've called to your attention, many of them might not have the housing that they have currently, surely, but they also might find, some of them might find themselves homeless. We can't say to what extent, but some could. Is that a fair statement, ma'am?
It is fair to say that home dollars work in leverage not only with private dollars, but with other dollars, Section 8 project-based certificates, to create enormous numbers of units for the chronically homeless and others facing homelessness. So it is one of HOME's purposes, leverages that. And as you said, it also overwhelmingly, though, provides housing for working people.
And do people move through these units? Do we have some people who will actually find that the unit is of benefit to them